keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with a remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students.
Welcome students of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Students, here we are today with the chapter 4 Thermodynamics part 1. In this we are going to deal with two things. First is a system and around it would be called as surroundings. Let us understand that the thermal properties of matter, which we have studied in Standard 11, can be governed by the behavior of thermal energy, where work is converted into heat and vice versa. This could be given as well with the examples which are mentioned in the second slide. They are with the driving of a vehicle, the second with a hot object in contact with a cold object, followed with a drill which is used to bore the cannon, and so on. So we can say that thermodynamics is a branch of physics that deals with the concepts of heat and temperature. Let me take you through the various examples. The first example, which I'm going to mention around here, is about a vehicle. When we drive a vehicle, its engine gets heated after some time. The engine of a vehicle as well as our muscles do some work and both produce some heat. Similar physics is involved in both the cases. It is therefore natural to think that if the work done by an engine or our muscles produces some heat, then the heat should also be able to do some work. Thermodynamics is mostly the study of the conversion of work or any form of energy that is into heat and the other way round. Let me move on to the second example, that is when a hot object is in contact with a cold object. Both the objects reach the same temperature after some time. This means that something is exchanged between the two objects. This something is nothing but heat. According to the modern theory, heat is a form of energy. Let us move on to the third example, that is about a drill. A very important observation was that the amount of heat produced was related to the work done when we go through the drill that is being used to bore the cannon. It did not depend on the sharpness of the drill used, but a sharper drill would have removed more heat according to the older theory of heat. Thereby, when I conclude this, in the year 1798, it was observed by Benjamin Thomson, who was a British scientist. He said that the amount of the heat produced was related to the work done. Now, this explained us or gave us the definition of thermodynamics. Students, basically, thermodynamics is the branch of physics that deals with the concepts of heat and temperature and the interconversion of heat and temperature with the other forms of energy. Students, let us understand the concept of thermal equilibrium. The thermal properties of the materials discussed in 11th standard are useful to understand the behavior of a material when it is heated or cooled. For example, when you put a piece of ice in water at a room temperature, the ice melts. Similarly, when a hot water is mixed with a cold water, it transfers its heat to the cold water. Heat is something which is transferred from a substance at a higher temperature to that at a lower temperature. Therefore, we can say that when two objects are at the same temperature, they are in thermal equilibrium. Let us understand this by a concept which is called as zeroth law of thermodynamics. Students, in this figure, it clearly indicates the equilibrium conditions with the help of the blue arrows. The first figure indicates that the block A and block C are in equilibrium with each other, whereas the second figure indicates that the block A and block B are in equilibrium with each other. When I add up both the conditions, you could see with a red arrow downward stating that the blocks B and C are in equilibrium condition with each other. So this explains me a law which is called as zeroth law of thermodynamics. If two systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third system, they are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. So this clearly indicates as the zeroth law, which was developed after the formation of the first and the second law of thermodynamics. Now we move on to the concept of temperature measurement. This figure clearly indicates you the two beakers in which a thermometer is being placed. Now thermometry is a branch of science which actually tells you the measurement of temperature. Let us proceed to what does it explains us. When we use a thermometer to measure the temperature of an object, we use the same principle that we were using in the zeroth law of thermodynamics. The zeroth law therefore enables us to use a thermometer to compare the temperatures of the different objects. The science of measuring temperature is called as thermometry, which involves the different temperature scales and the methods of measuring the different temperatures. This was already discussed in standard 11th. Let us understand what is meant by a thermodynamic system and a thermodynamic process first. A thermodynamic system is a collection or a group of objects that can form a unit which may have an ability to exchange energy with its surrounding. For example, water kept in a vessel is its boundary and the atmosphere around is its surrounding. Now this diagram is clearly indicating you a particular system which is entangled by a irregular boundary, and the sphere outside that boundary is going to be called as surrounding. Thermodynamic systems can be classified on the basis of the possible transfer of the heat and matter to the environment. Based on these systems, I'll be explaining you the thermodynamic systems and the thermodynamic processes. But before we begin this, let us understand a small term which is called as internal energy. It is the energy associated with the random disordered motion of the molecules of a system. An example would be a glass of water kept on a table which has no kinetic energy because it is not moving, but its potential energy could also be taken as a zero. Therefore, we say from the kinetic theory that the water molecules in a glass at the given temperature move at a random speed. The thermodynamic systems can be classified on the basis of the possible transfer of heat and the matter to the environment. Based on this, they are classified as open system, closed system, or an isolated system. In this diagram, students, you could see that in an open system, both things are transferred, that is the heat as well as the matter. In a closed system, the only thing which is transferred is heat. And in an isolated system, you could see that there is no transfer of heat. So when we go accordingly, that what do you understand by these systems? An open system is a system that freely allows the exchange of matter with the surrounding. A closed system is the one which does not allow the exchange of matter but allows the energy to be transferred. An isolated system is a completely sealed system. Matter as well as the heat cannot be exchanged with its environment. Example is a thermos flask. So these were the examples of the thermodynamic systems which could be very easily understood. Let us now go through the classification, that is the transfer of the heat and matter. We will consider a glass filled with a water on a table. The glass along with the water in its forms a system. Let the temperature of this system be denoted by Ts and the temperature of the environment be denoted by Te. We notice that if Ts and Te are not same, then Ts will change until both the temperatures are equal and a thermal equilibrium will be reached between the system and the environment. Let us consider all the three cases which are shown in the figure out here. The first figure indicates the energy flows into the system. It shows that Ts is greater as compared to Te, where the system gains energy and the heat is positive. The second figure shows energy flows from the system. The arrow is pointing outward. where the Ts is lesser as compared to Te. Therefore, the system loses energy, and we could say that capital Q, that is the heat, is negative. The third figure shows us that Ts is equal to Te. Thereby, the system and the environment are in thermal equilibrium with each other, and there is no transfer of energy. Thus, the heat is defined as the energy that is transferred due to a temperature difference that exists between the two. It is denoted by capital Q. Now we move on to the last concept, that is a change in the internal energy of the system, where we would be discussing the two different cases. Let us understand that the internal energy of a system can be changed, that is, it can be gained or released due to the exchange with its environment. Let us now understand this experiment. Consider the following experiment, which shows the cylinder with a movable, massless and frictionless piston at one end filled with the gas. Let the temperature of the gas be Ts and that of the environment be Te. Therefore, the internal energy of the system can be changed in two different ways or by both the ways. The cylinder can be brought in contact with a source of heat, such as a burner, as shown in the following figure. Now, the temperature difference between the source of the heat and the system causes a flow of energy towards the system. That is, the temperature of the environment is considered greater as the temperature of the system. So, hereby we could say that when a cylinder is filled with some gas in it, this cylinder is provided with a piston, and this is causing the exchange of energy. If the surrounding is at the temperature lower than the gas, then the gas will lose energy to its environment and cool down. We are with the second part of the change in internal energy of the system, whereby I am showing that by doing some work on it, we can change the internal energy. As you could see in the diagram, students, there is an initial state which is showing you the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. The work is done on the gas. Where the force is applied, you could see the piston moving ahead in the second figure, which is showing you the final state with the temperature at 200 degrees Celsius. Therefore, we could say that the other way to increase the internal energy of the gas is to quickly push the piston inside the cylinder so that the gas is compressed. In this case, we know that the piston does some work on the gas in moving it through some distance. Thereby, the gas gains energy and the temperature is increased. If the gas pushes the piston out, the gas is expanded. Some work is done by the gas and it loses some of its energy and the gas cools down. Thereby, we could conclude that if the gas pushes the piston, it loses its energy and the gas cools down. That means both are related through the energy that is transferred by the system and the heat that is involved in the process. This leads us to the first law of thermodynamics, which we would be dealing in the second part of your chapter. We move on to the last slide of your part 1, that is the assignment questions. The questions which are mentioned out here are the students that a gas contained in a cylinder is surrounded by a thick layer of insulating material which is quickly compressed. So let us ponder on whether there has to be a transfer of heat. Second, give an example of some familiar process in which no heat is added to remove from the system, but the temperature of the system changes. Just ponder on and give the examples which are mentioned out in the presentation which we have seen today. The third question states the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Please define it. An important question from the board point of view. Go through the reference e-text as mentioned out here. Try to develop or make your notes accordingly with the neat label diagrams and learn the laws properly. Thank you.